I totally was here the whole time. Hello, MNP. I see that we are now live, and welcome to today's broadcast. We're going to roll right into it. Peyton has a special surprise. Where's Peyton?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Ow! Allen wrench just hit me.
Anyway, so Norm, what is our story for today?
Well, found an interesting story that from Utah, of all places. A highway patrolman in Utah was driving down Interstate 15 when he noticed a vehicle that was driving below the speed limit and a little erratically. So he pulled the vehicle over, and when he got out and got to the driver's side, he found out that the driver was 5 years old. You would wonder why a 5-year-old is driving on the interstate. And so the trooper asked the youngster where he was going, and he said California. Well, why else would a guy drive his car through Utah but to go to California?
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush, yeah. Well, as it turns out, the youngster had an argument with his mother, and she refused to buy him a Lamborghini. So he just got in the car and drove to California to get one. So we don't know if he'd arranged financing or what was going on, but that was a story that I thought was very interesting. Of course, the trooper didn't let him continue. The mother came and got the car and the young lad, and that was the end of that. Peyton, what's your special surprise for today?
Yes, what is?
Well, as you may have
Oh, the script.
Okay. As you may have known or not known, I got a keyboard for Christmas. You probably can't see it, or also, as you may have not known, fun fact, it runs off of floppy disks. Not very floppy, but they're floppy disks. So, as you may know, I've said that 3 times now, I hope that you know that I am a good keyboard player. So I have a special song, Memories by Maroon 5. Here we go. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. Oh, wait. My script shut off.
Again?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, we're back. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt that all the hatred was too powerful to stop, and I felt walking like December, and it's lighting up the dawn. I'll carry these soldiers for you, that you know you'll never drop. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, everything's gonna be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we watched on the way. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. And the memories bring back you. Woo!
congratulations that you finally learned how to play keyboard.
Hey! And I've been playing for, well, I've not been playing. I've been taking lessons at Garden Music. Beep. Don't take it down. Please don't take it down.
They won't take it down for saying that.
Okay. And I've been taking lessons with Steve Clark and Christy Clark for 2 years now.
Second of all, I wish I could have turned that camera around. Simply put, we had one of our viewers who's in the studio right now dancing.
She was doing the window wash. So I was like, toast to the ones that we washed on the way because they drink. Wait, that's not right. So I got the lyrics wrong but that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go shut this
that's
thing down.
fine. So anyway, today I actually have two things to do. A story, first of all. So for one, so we're trying to figure out what we need exactly to upgrade our studio, possibly live streaming able cameras and stuff. But also we took an old Dell Inspiron 530 and we're trying to make it a new editing PC. That hasn't worked very well because our 500 gigabyte hard drive only has a capacity of 512 megabytes. So I need to figure out what's going on there.
Ow! An Allen wrench just hit me in the head again.
But now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So we're trying to figure all that stuff out. And actually earlier before we started live streaming, I was checking for damaged memory channels on a CPU. So yeah. But today, as I did last week, it is time for our PC build guide. So today's PC is a very powerful workstation capable of running 2 graphics cards at two-way crossfire, I think is what I have, at 2070 hertz ranges. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, so it's super powerful, super expensive. No one should buy this. This is like totally hypothetical. So let's get right into it. Correct. Hey, I could have gone with $1,000 one.
Okay.
So our CPU, we're playing tips for tails with Intel and AMD. So Intel's i9s, the 10900Ks, are really great for a really good price, better than their 9900K series. That being said, you could get an AMD Threadripper for way more money, but you have more cores, 64 compared to 10. So our CPU of choice was an Intel i9 10900K. I don't know how you would say it, like 10,900K. It boost clocks to 5.3 gigahertz, 10 cores, and each core is normally rated for 3.7 gigahertz. So that's it. Really, our cooling choice, we didn't really choose anything like special. We just did some, not custom water cooling, but we just did like a water cooling thing. And we could have gone cheaper, but this is like a whatever you want. I could have put whatever I wanted in there. No thermal paste, or any thermal paste, but our motherboard. So our motherboard was very hard to decide on due to the fact that we wanted to be able to overclock, but also run two-way crossfire with our CPU as well. Now, brace yourselves. $1,300 for this motherboard. It's not necessary, but this is our recommended motherboard. It is a Gigabyte Z490 Aorus Extreme motherboard. Yeah, $1,300. Free shipping though, so hey.
I don't think it matters at that price.
Now for our memory. So two-way crossfire and 128 gigs of RAM don't exactly support each other. with that CPU. Bearing that in mind, we went with 64 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro memory. It runs at 3200 megahertz and is DDR4. So, pretty good. Now, storage. This is not meant to be any old gaming or editing machine. This is meant to be the fastest PC for under 6,000.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Hence the fact I built like a $3 million PC once, or designed one. But anyway, so kicking our light over here accidentally. So
Oh,
storage, you could get a server if you wanted to, but if you wanted to have direct storage, no remoting in or any of that, choose a big hard drive. For us, it would be the Seagate Exos Enterprise 16 terabyte. Now, brand new, that's $400, but it's not as much as our SSD.
uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh, did he do it again?
How'd you get over here?
We had another
What in the
misbehaving
world?
robot.
Okay, we're back.
So for our SSD, you could have chosen any old SSD, but we wanted NVMe because it was fast and reliable. So, because this is already a super crazy build, we went with a $400 SSD.
Whoa.
I need to stop putting my feet over here.
Take a look, you did it.
Yeah, she did that.
Totally.
We went with a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD, which is totally unnecessary. This is just for our direct storage. So, hey. Now for our graphics. So our graphics, we didn't go with, any old graphics card, just like a, Zotac 210, because that would be 10 FPS.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So we decided to go all out for $500 each. NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 2070 Supers. These are epic, support two-way crossfire, so it checked a box, and has free shipping as well.
It should.
We chose any case. I just chose the first one that I saw. That would fit everything. And now for power supply. Yeah.
That's for shipping.
Yeah, $10 shipping on that thing. Dang it.
Okay.
Now, our total wattage right now is 773 watts, approximately. So, bearing that in mind, we went with an 850 watt Corsair RM gold certified power supply. So, it didn't have to be gold, but I chose gold because it was better. It was a better deal. Operating system, we chose Windows 10 because, hey, and for our case fans, we just chose anything that popped up. Now, this next part isn't necessary, and without it, this PC would be under 5,000. But just in case your power went out and you still had to edit some video, I added a UPS to our list. So this is a 1,700 watt power supply. And on half the load, it could run for 30 minutes. So hopefully it can work. And it's in a tower form factor as well, unlike some rack-mounted ones. So it takes about 4 hours to charge. And it takes about 4 milliseconds to switch on after a power outage. So hopefully your power supply could charge its battery long enough. Because I know that PC that I'm working on now, if you unplug it and then you turn it on, it'll turn on briefly. And it'll just shut off. But anyway. So with the UPS included, your grand total is $5,421 for a PC that will literally crunch your numbers and your wallet.
Yes.
High five. Sweet Rose of Sharon.
What?
That was one of the comments I saw. So anyway, if you didn't want to spend that much money, email me and I'll create you something that you might want. Okay? Now, for our closing, hard drives. Just kidding. I'm done with computer talk now. So, does anyone else have anything to say?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
I really don't want to spend that much money on a PC. And you said it wasn't for editing or gaming, and you said
I said it was for both.
if your battery goes out, then you need to edit some videos. I mean, now he's on high volume.
Vector's voting for it.
Yeah, he is. He's like, bring me that PC.
Now he's full volume on his own.
Yeah, that was weird. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this, and I hope you did enjoy. Do remember that even though I have told you a lot of things, you will be able to see it for yourself once I edit it and post it. So make sure you are subscribed and have hit that bell so that you know when we post something, so we don't have to send out all those emails. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching this MNP live broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now I have to go turn off the stream.
Even Sharon Rose is, what was it? Sharon the Great? Sharon Rose?
She runs off and goes and locks herself in the bathroom so we don't do what we did in one stream.
Hector says bye too.
And stream. All right.
Bye.
He was going crazy.